Welcome to the Seedium Tech Insider, your inside look at how modern digital products are built. From the latest tech trends to behind-the-scenes project insights, we share the best practices to help you move from idea to impact with clarity.
Hi there, it's Seedium Tech Insider, and for today with us, Svitlana, our Seedium HR generalist. Am I correct with the definition?
You're totally right.
Yeah, so today we will try to share our insights from HR perspective, how company works, HR trends, what modern technology we are using in HR, and hopefully it's gonna be useful for you. Why we invited Svitlana today? Because she is the best HR manager, HR generalist that I ever met. And obviously, that's why Svetlana is working in Seedium, and she's doing admirable job. Svetlana, welcome, and thank you for being here.
It's a huge honor for me being here today and have this conversation with you, have this possibility to share my expertise with people in our area.
Okay, so let's start with basic questions. So I already said that you're HR generalist. What is the difference between HR generalist and HR manager and recruitment manager, probably? So let's work with definitions firstly.
Yeah, thank you for this question. And actually, the difference is huge between all these terms and titles. First of all, let's divide those for two huge groups. The first part of recruiters and specialists who work only for recruitment, that people who are concentrating their working duties only with hiring new people and attracting them to the company and so on. But if we are talking about HR managers, that people who work only with employee life cycle, I would like to highlight the employee. Because it's the people who are our contractors or employees, depending on their contract type. It's a huge difference because that the people who have already working for our company. And HR generalist is like a mix of both work with people who are not our employees yet and people who work for our company. That's the difference. And yeah, as you see, it's really huge.
I can say that from my perspective, HR manager, HR generalist is probably one of the most crucial position in the company. And I like to say that HR manager is the heart of the company because you can feel the pulse of emotions of employees more often, make conversations, speak, keep in touch with our team members, and yeah, I really appreciate the work that you are doing, but nowadays, type question for AI, it taken some specific positions. And how do you feel? AI can replace HR manager in near future, and yeah, what is your opinion about it?
Okay, to be short and sweet, I would say only that recruiters or HR manager will lose their job because of widespread of AI. However, best specialists will stay on the market because we still have to control all our interactions with AI systems, with machines. That's no longer a secret that technologies develops so fast and influences all business functions, including human resources. But still, I wouldn't say that good specialists will lose their job. Unfortunately, it doesn't seems like AI is a supermind. This is why we have to control it still.
So, in other words, as long as we're gonna have people in our company, we would need HR managers in companies as well.
Can't agree more. Can't agree more because we work with people and they have their own specific some needs like communication, transparency, empathy, and AI or other different technologies can provide them with that support. Unfortunately, your business will never work like a well-oiled machine without human touch. That's my point, and I would say that many human specialists will agree with me at this point, because I even would like to rename my title not a human resource specialist, but a human capital specialist. I truly believe that people are not resources. People are company capital, and we have to believe in them, grow them in our settings, provide them with transparency, with support, and so on. Only in that case, we can talk about cooperation on a high level.
Absolutely agree. I actually also like this definition more.
Cool.
Well, AI will not replace, but it will help to automate some processes, right? And
That's true.
I know that in our department, in our HR department, we already integrated some innovations, and it would be great if you would share it.
I'm eager to share our experience with our audience because it's a huge part. Innovation solutions that we integrate into our processes when we modify some criteria for candidate search and selection, and of course, applying some automation where it's necessary into our processes. But to stretch out my point of view, let's take a look at the current recruitment process and our solution that we created for that. Just imagine that you are opening a vacancy and after 1 hour, you can get approximately 100 CVs. That's too much. And even thousands per month. Mind-blowing number, isn't it? Just imagine how much time it would take for one recruiter to scrutinize all this data. Insane. That's insane, really. So for this purpose, we can do without automation solutions like AI solutions that can take these difficulties, screening process on themselves. That's why at Seedium, we developed our internal solution for such cases that speed up the process. We use it so often in our hiring process just to eliminate the number of unrelevant candidates for one vacancy. It looks like a prompt for AI. And we even have a scale of reliability of the candidates, which also apply for recruitment process. It works absolutely simply. We created a great prompt then we use in our work. And after that, we get some results. What is the result? It's a list of relevant candidates. And also we can analyze the information about their previous experience in CV using their CV or their LinkedIn profile. So unfortunately, we can't do without AI solutions because it saved a lot of time for our team.
Yeah, in addition, I can say that with this tool, we're capable to validate with more certainty for candidates' background. We're able to rank for appropriate candidate for specific for position. And yeah, as Svitlana said, we have for one position easily hundreds of candidates, and with help of this internal tool, we can narrow down for thousands at least, and it helps a lot. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Another question about technology. We're a technology company, so focus today on technology. What trends do you see from your perspective in HR tools? And last but not least, I will explain why it's important because in Seedium we develop HRTech solutions, and we are trying to follow the trends, and we are trying to contribute to for our expertise to our clients, and that's why it's important question.
I assume you remember that some time ago, we used to work with our client who was working on creating applicant tracking system, which had already inbuilt AI function for ranking candidates. And I even had an opportunity to participate in that work. We met with our customer. His name is Mohammed, and we had some conversations about his function because it was something new on the market. It was 2 years ago, before all that hype about AI systems, and that was really a cutting edge solution. So we tested it into our company, and then we created a case study together with our customer, published it in our social media. So it was really great work. But what about trends and possibilities for HR tech adoption? They're so huge. As I mentioned before, we can speed up a lot of processes and by using modern technologies like AI, like other tools. It shouldn't be only AI-based solutions. Sometimes it's absolutely okay to use HRTech in terms of automation solutions. And that's also a huge part that we can rely on. If you're talking about some possibilities, probably I would say that the first thing will be connected with recruitment process. So we can ask AI system to read their portfolio of the candidate, to read their CV, analyze the information, and create some report whether it's a good idea to move forward with this person for the next stage of the interview. Then we can also create some prompts for validating background of our candidates, because unfortunately we faced with a lot of frauds lately, and that's so pity. I even read recently several articles that it's common trend for all our niche, and that's why we have to deal with that somehow. For that purpose, we also have some solution. We even wrote policy, how anti-fraud policy, where we understand how to fight with that. What else? Of course, there are some solutions that can be used by human resource manager. For example, we can organize by using AI tools our onboarding flow. Also, we can rely on some solutions for getting feedback from our colleagues. Some surveys based on AI and so on. There are a lot of possibilities, I would say. But our company having a lot of background in this that can be a good partner for you, because we really do have some expertise here, and that's really valuable experience. So if our customers, potential customers also would like to cooperate with us, we can be really valuable partners for them.
It's true. It's true. Actually, it's good that you recall this case when you worked together with Mohammed, with our client, for on his project. So we were trying our best to contribute the best skills on the project. We were trying our best for bring expertise on the table for our client. And Svitlana was working for several months with our client on improving his project, and he was really happy about it. Last but not least, we developed several hiring platforms. So one of them was for Australian market, one of them was for American market, for US market, and historically happened. We have really good expertise in HR tech. Let's move on. I would like to ask you about tips for candidates. Hundreds of candidates are looking for jobs in IT companies, in Seedium as well. What is your recommendation for them? For what they should highlight? What should they use AI or not in applications? And yeah, what is your tips and suggestions?
Okay, well, it's no longer a secret that technical labor market has significantly changed due to LLM widespread. And now companies are in a privileged status because the number of potential candidates exceeds the number of open vacancies. However, it doesn't mean that it has become easier to hire people. So, of course, our candidates would like to know more about our principles of selection candidates. And relying on our statistic, I would say that only about 15% of candidates that applied for our open vacancies overcame our interview process and became a part of our team. Why is so? Probably that's because people forget that sometimes it's necessary to invest a lot of time and be demanding, first of all, to yourself, and not forget to develop your personal skills, your professional skills, because sometimes we dig into one direction. For example, we concentrate our mind only on developing our professional skills, forgetting about our soft skills. It's a huge mistake. We have to develop our boss. Never change the information about your expertise. If you didn't have some experience, if you didn't work for some companies, probably you shouldn't put them into your CV because it can be a huge mistake. Somehow company will reveal this fact and it will never get you an access to contribute to their product. So my first tip being transparent, be open, and don't forget about the principle of 3L. I mean, life lens learning, where you invest into your development all the time.
Yeah, and transparency is a good advice because sooner or later it still will be obvious if you fake something. I remember for a few interesting story. One of them that one guy was trying to fake his age. He was like really young specialist. We figure out his real age. But in contrary, we have a pattern of one young guy. He was like 17, probably even. So he was really young. But in test assignment, in tech interview, he showed so good technical skills. He was brilliant. Kirill, if you will see the video, you will understand that we're talking about you. And yeah, we hired him because first of all, he showed really good skills, and secondly, he didn't lie to us. So it was full transparency from the beginning. So yeah, transparency is really good advice.
Yeah, it resonates a lot with our values. That's why probably we decided to opt with Kirill. And yeah, that was really nice experience of the collaboration, no matter how old he was.
Yeah, it's true. Let's talk about trends on the labor market and for what you can highlight, for what you can see for probably recent trends in open positions, in candidate skills that apply to these positions. What trends you can highlight?
Actually, we can observe a little shift in requirements to development positions. For example, now it's obligatory to have this skill like AI awareness that include prompt engineering skills, output evaluation. also adaptive reasoning. It's knowing where it's necessary to trust the machine, or maybe when it's better to overdo it. Also, it's about collaborative judgment, I would say, when we understand if this solution is great enough for the whole project. And also we can do without product vision. That's highly necessary if we're talking from the technical perspective. But what about soft skills? As I mentioned before, it's transparency in the communication, actually communication skills in general, the possibility to share your point of view with your colleagues, to state straight to the point, have the possibility to put everyone into the loop while you're talking about something. Don't bottle up some information. I mean, don't hide some information from your colleagues. Have the possibility to collaborate with other people and with tools, of course, and maybe a creativity, because it would be advantage in comparing with AI technologies that are not enough, I would say, creative still.
Yeah, and from probably right now, every position requires some AI skills, even non-technical positions.
Yeah, because we align with technical progress, and fortunately or unfortunately, IDK, technical progress moves so fast and influences all business functions.
Okay, I think it was interesting, valuable, useful. We provided some tips for candidates. We shared some insights about our HR processes. We shared some trends, and yeah, it was really valuable. I hope so. But we're looking for your comments, your feedbacks. And Svitlana, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your experience with us today.
Yeah, so thank you for having me today. As I mentioned, it's a huge honor for me to be here today and share my expertise with a wide audience. Of course, I hope that everyone will find something essential, something useful for themselves in our today's conversation. And of course, don't forget to subscribe this channel, because in the future, we will share more insights about HR and tech adoption, maybe some other insights with other professionals of our team. And I'm 100% sure that it will be more stunning. So yeah, thank you for having me today. That was a great time, and see you soon.
Yeah, cool. And last but not least, you can find all of the projects that we mentioned today during the video on our website. So feel free to check it out. Yeah, thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Looking to speed up product development without sacrificing quality? Seedium provides dedicated teams of experienced designers and engineers to help you build, launch, and scale faster. Proven in-house talent since 2017. Deep expertise across 15+ industries. AI-assisted workflows for up to 2 times faster delivery. Visit seedium.io to learn more. Let's build something great together.